Hey, this is Steampunk Stories and AmberStreet.com. I have been, it's been a while since I did a brief update. I've been doing I Might series of videos. This is to promote critical thinking and to experiment with doing a little bit more humor on this channel. My friend from Utah suggested in the past that I need to add a little bit more humor, a little bit more jokes. Jokes and humor are usually my weak spot. I'm more of a logical, analytical person. Then I figured, I'd do something silly, I might videos to try to encourage critical thinking and the scientific method while being funny at the same time. So tell me what you think of them. Leave a comment, or um, you can do a video response. They don't do video responses on YouTube anymore, but you can send me a message and send a link to a video response, and I will look at it. Another thing is, of course, I'm still planning on going to E3 in 10 days. I'm going to tailgate the convention as independent media. I always had fun the last few years I went, even though I never officially got a press badge or a badge at all. It was fun just hanging outside because there was a lot of businesses that set up tents and set up shop and promote. Like SpaceX one year had one of their space capsules on display, and they were giving away free T-shirts outside of the convention center where E3 is held in Los Angeles. And last couple of years, I'm hoping they go back this year, but I don't. I looked at Nvidia's website, and there's no mention of them doing E3 this year. Hopefully they'll come back, but Nvidia had a tent set up outside that was open to the public, where you could play demos of games and win. You could win keyboards, video cards, and headsets. That's where I got this Razer headset. Over here at the greenhouse, the Starbucks I went to, that I was hanging out with, or out at Willowbrook, the manager apparently relayed message saying that I can't hang out there all day anymore, even though I buy something. I can only hang out for a little while, and I tried to get them to the employee to specify what is a little while, and she would not tell me. Just said a little while. So it's getting harder. I mean, a lot of places they only want your money. They only want you to hang out for 30 minutes and then leave, which kind of sucks because being as a person on the streets that I have become, then you have to constantly go around. And it also makes it very expensive to hang out somewhere. You have to every place you hang out, you have to constantly be buying something every 30 minutes, and you'll go broke pretty quick. And I'm already close to that. But yeah, so I'm back here at the greenhouse. It is the closest thing to my favorite coffee shop that closed many years ago that was in Pensacola called the Daily Grind. I have never seen anything like it before or since. Let me explain what the Daily Grind was. It was a coffee shop that encouraged people to hang out. They used to have a graffiti room where people were encouraged to draw art and write on the walls. They had a music TV room. They had a coffee bar downstairs. You used to be able to get a drink called a double screaming orgasm, which was like a frappuccino, like a kind of like a mocha frappuccino, but with like a double shot of espresso. It was awesome. And it was made with ice cream, so it tasted better than uh, a standard frappuccino. And they had a little tiny room where sometimes bands would play. And there was two stories, and there was several rooms where people could talk, and they would have intellectual discussions. And if you didn't like the discussion in one room, you could go to another room. It was a place for people to hang out. It was a business with loitering in mind, so that people could socialize, make friends. Uh, this was back in 2004. I hooked up with a woman there. We had a fling for a few months, and then needless to say, it did not work out in the long run. But I had fun while it lasted, and I'm sad that it ended. And I'm sad that the Daily Grind ended because they played music there, but it was usually lower, where you didn't have to scream at people. You could actually talk to people. You could hang out. everything, here in the LA, Long Beach area, with the exception of the greenhouse, is all stop and go. It's like, can't hang out here, can't socialize. And then, I guess you have to go to a bar if you want to hang out and socialize, but then they play the music so loud that you don't really get to know anybody. You're screaming at people. Or you can hardly hear anybody. And that's the same thing for clubs. I like Bar Sinister. I like the environment. It's very artsy, it's very dark, and it's very gothic, but you definitely don't make friends there very well. People tend to keep their distance, and it's very hard to make friends or get close to anybody. And so, yeah, that somebody needs to open up a coffee shop like the Daily Grind. I mean, it didn't do well in Pensacola after the hurricane destroyed the original location. It moved, and most people didn't like the new location because it was far from town and far from downtown Pensacola. And anywho, I've been rambling for 6 minutes now. This has been a brief update for June the 6th, 2015. This is Steampunk Star Raisin out. You have a nice day, and I will see you in 25 billion years.